Namaskar, everybody. UVCE Chronicles is back with another exciting episode. My name is Varsha Rao, and I'm from 2nd Sem AIML. On this episode, we are joined by Sahana Murthy. Sahana is a 2017 batch graduate from the architecture branch at UVCE. After graduation, she did her master's at National Institute of Design, Bengaluru. She is currently working as the executive designer at IFB Appliances. We are very happy to have you here today, Sahana.
Thank you. Thank you, Varsha.
We believe that nothing beats a first hand introduction. So I would like to request Sana to briefly introduce herself.
Great. Hi, Varsha. Before anything, all the efforts that you all have put into bridge the gap between the alumni and the current students is commendable. And I've had the opportunity to listen to some of your other episodes, and honestly, it's such a treasure trove to offer inspiration and guidance to the students who are in the current batches. And thank you for inviting me to be a part of it.
Thank you so much.
Mm,
Those are really kind words. And
Yeah.
that's what we've exactly been trying to do. And it's great
Yes.
that you feel our efforts are, making an impact.
Of course, of course. And so coming to your question, so about me, like you said, I'm Sahana Murthy, and I'm a alumna from the 2012 batch, and I graduated in 2017 from the Department of Architecture. I freelanced all the way through college, like a lot of my peers did, and I did my final year internship at a firm called Intuitive Habitat, which is in Bangalore. And afterwards, I took a year's break to prepare and decide about my post graduation. So the only choice for me was the National Institute of Design, which is one of the best design schools in the country. And I got into their master's program in 2018 in design for retail experience. And post which I got placed at IFB Appliances Goa, where I'm currently working for the past 3+ years now as a customer experience designer. Well, beyond being a designer, I'm also trained in Carnatic classical music, and of late, I've been dabbling in a little bit of digital art, which amateurly I might add, but it's been a great way to unwind. So, yeah, that's about me.
Wow, that's great. Um, can you share your journey from being a UVCN to becoming what you are today? Like share some of your UVC days experiences maybe and about your learnings in all these years.
Yeah, so UVC has been an emotion, and there has been so much pride. There's so much pride in being a part of an institution so iconic. And I don't know how, if you're familiar with how the architecture department works, because architecture and civil departments lead separate lives from the rest of the college. But I am very grateful for the kind of mentorship I received from the faculty at our architecture department. We had the best in the industry teaching us, be it Ravindra sir, Nagendra sir, Satyam sir, Salim sir, and Pawan sir. So just to name a few, actually, and they've been so instrumental in shaping generations of architects. So honestly, we were never spoon fed the curriculum. They only looked at shaping our skill set and not our tool set, if you know what I mean. So the process was given more importance. So we developed our tools in the back end, and that's why I feel like we came out of the institution more, well rounded. And peer learning has been a major facet of architecture, at least in UVC for me. Um, it's an understatement when I say that, because I wouldn't be half the designer I am today if not for those formative years I had with my friends and peers, and constant feedback, constant discussions about our projects, and attending fests and competitions, meeting industry experts, especially because we had this organization called NASA. I don't know if you're aware of that. So it's a all India, pan India organization where they conduct architecture fests across different campuses. There are zonals and there are the nationals. So apart from the extracurricular activities, we also had design competitions and industry experts coming and giving talks about what they do. So it was a great learning experience. And UVC, honestly, like I said, it's been an emotion.
Wow, that is truly amazing. It's really cool to see how you have such great memories of your college days.
Yeah, definitely.
So, quite a few students were curious about the options available for higher education. after completion of B.Arch degree. Can you provide some insights on the same?
Right. So I would say, so my advice to the students, be it B.Arch or BE or whatever discipline that you are in right now, uh, I would say don't feel stuck in what you are in right now. And there are so many opportunities out there, and you just have to look for it. If you're not happy with the traditional architecture let's talk about the architecture students. Like, if you're not happy with the traditional architecture practice, and if you think that's not your cup of tea, there are so many different avenues where you can put your skill set to use. So what you have to do is, I feel like you have to identify your skill set, you have to hone them, and see where you fit in the best. So there are a lot of opportunities out there, be it you do your masters in say architecture and you go abroad, or do it from one of the national colleges, which is honestly, like, it's not a letdown. You don't really have to go abroad only to get a higher education. And we have one of the some of the best institutions for MArch as well. And if you want to pursue a course in design, if you still want to stick to your architecture roots, and you want to combine your existing skill set with in a new focus area, you could always think of design, because I think design is such a broad area to explore, and there are so many facets of design, be it graphic design, information design, interaction design, and there's so many facets to it, where you are still using your design principles that you have been taught in college in architecture, and you're using it to express different things and cater to different needs. So there are so many opportunities out there, and a lot of alumni, a lot of my peers have gone into digital art, and so many more. Like, I can't even begin to list all of those. So it's a very wide arena, especially for architects, because you are already in the design field, and you have a certain sense of set of sensibilities that needs to be creative. So I would say just go out there and explore. So if we're talking about design schools specifically, there are so many design schools offering uh, BDes, MDes, and diploma programs in design. So it can be, again, like I said, graphic design, design, interaction, and lifestyle accessory design. You wouldn't even begin to think of all the facets of the courses in design that people are offering as of now. And there's always government institutions like IDC, which is the Industrial Design Center, which is offered by IIT Bombay. So that is again a very great space to be at. And from my personal experience, NID is one of the best design schools in the country for a master's program, and it is very competitive to get in and also to sustain the length of the program. So if someone wants to get into a master's degree like NID, you are offered, it's a very interdisciplinary course. So if, depending on your background, you have to you have to decide on a course of action and decide where you want to be at the end of 2.5 years of the course, and work towards it. It's better to identify which course you want to be on, and curate your portfolio accordingly and get into the companies that you want to get into. So I've had a lot of peers from in my discipline. It wasn't just about architecture. We had around 30% of architects in my batch, and 50% overall from a design background, but the rest 50% were from technical backgrounds, like engineering or whatnot. There are a lot of other courses as well. So it's better to identify the course of action based on your background, and select the path as soon as possible and work towards it.
Right. So, why did you particularly choose to do your master's in design for retail experience?
Right. So transitioning to retail experience felt like a natural course of action for me, because um, for me it was only to combine my existing skills and apply it to a new focus area. And I'm a very detail oriented person, and in retail design, the turnovers are much faster. The projects are much smaller. The turnovers are much faster and more detailed. And I think architecture and retail experience share some elements of some design elements like spatial planning or the basic design principles as well. So I feel like my background gave me a strong foundation in understanding how the spaces influence human behavior and interaction, which is what I was most interested in, and which is again very crucial for retail design, because when you look at a brand, you are curating the brand story according to what the brand believes in, and therefore you are trying to sell the brand to the brand and its story to the customers. And once they believe it, that's when you get the customers to explore your brand and lead to potential conversion. So I think the human interaction factor, and it's all about creating an experience. It's not just about designing a space or designing a website or branding it or the visual design part of it. I think it's about it. The core point of it is the human interaction part and creating an experience and making sure that every customer that walks into your store, either online or offline, makes feels like they have been given a personalized curated journey, personalized curated experience just for them. So I think that was the core of what I liked about architecture and about retail design, so it felt like a natural course for me.
That's great. It is really inspiring to know about your passion. So,
Thank you.
many students in their college life, generally speaking, their entire academic life,
Yeah.
experience a few problems like time management, juggling between college life and extracurriculars. So, can you share if you have faced any such problems in your academic life, or even now that you are a working professional and have, listed out a couple of hobbies? So, how are you able to overcome those problems?
Well, back in my architecture days, I think our projects used to be very like it needed a lot of time and effort to begin with. So, of course, we've all had phases where we would like not do anything for the first week or so of the module, and then we would rush at the end of it. Everybody has that, and then I think peer learning was very crucial at that time, because we would help each other. We would sit together, and then we would work on projects together. And then I think that's very that was the most of it in architecture, because time management again was uh, to some extent an alien concept, because we used to be a part of fest or something like that, so we always had other distractions going on. But then even though we didn't avoid our classwork, it used to be a rush in the end. So coming to uh, now, when you're a working professional, it is very crucial to have a work life balance. So working I work 6 days a week, which is very difficult to maintain a work life balance, but I still try to make some time to do things. It doesn't have to be going out, or it doesn't have to fall into a particular bracket. Whatever you feel would unwind you at the end of the day, you have to go ahead and do it, because otherwise I feel you would lose a sense of self in the process if you keep working all the time. And to a large extent, I really like what I do, and that I think plays a very important role in taking the stress off your work days as well. If I hated my job, I think I wouldn't have survived a 6 day working week. So I think it's very subjective to everybody, but making time for what you love doing, or going out with your friends, or whatever it is, spending time with your family, I think is very crucial to unwind at the end of the day.
Right. Well, I am totally noting all the points you just said for managing time. And I'm sure our viewers are also learning a lot now.
Great.
So, is there a particular message that you'd like to give to all our students who are watching the podcast right now?
um, like I said, don't feel stuck. if you feel stuck in whatever you're doing, like whichever path or course of career that you are on right now, identify the things that make you feel good about it, and try to hone those skills, and channel it in a direction that, because these are your formative years. I'm talking to the students who are in college right now. These are your formative years, and you this is the time to experiment and go out there and try different things, because things will start getting rigid over time, and you would probably not have the liberty to do whatever you want, like change your course or whatever it is. So I would say go experiment, dabble in a few different things, see what works for you the best. And obviously, if you need guidance, there's always the faculty. You just have to reach out to them. Knowing UVC faculty, I think they're very approachable, and they're very they would help you in any way that they can, and with a lot of connections that they have built up over the years. So they with this is from personal experience, because a lot of my faculty were very encouraging when I wanted to do my masters in design. So there's always the faculty, and if not, this is a very good avenue for you to reach out to the to alumni like us, and a lot of other people who are doing much more interesting things in the field. So don't feel stuck. There's always a way where you can, find a place where you can fit yourself in.
Thank you so much, Sana. Thank you for joining us today. I
Thank
personally
you.
feel very inspired now after this lovely conversation, and I'm pretty
Thank
sure that even our viewers might have got a lot to learn. Thank you
Great.
again for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Varsha. This was great. Thank you.